Hello and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Independence. Short scene for you tonight as Amelia turns up at the Desert Rose the night after the Elysium. She's still looking quite unsure of herself at the moment, but she figures she can go and at least see Red and hang out a bit. Maybe get that drink that she was promised after the whole, oh yeah, I'm going into this fight and I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen thing happened. And so she turns up in the Rose wearing her standard black cargo pants with a matching tank top. Her hair pulled back into a bun as it generally was in a very military style.
Red sat at the bar. She's talking to a couple of people casually that are also sat there, seeming to be having quite a good time. She's wearing a white vest and black cargo pants, boots. Very military mechanic on a night off. That seems to be her usual kind of garb. And she looks up, like the sight of Amelia catches her, the corner of her eye, and she looks up and smiles, but waits for her to come over before she says anything.
She did indeed come over, just sort of hanging around in the background until whoever it was that Red was talking to just wanders off. And then she glides on up and gives her a big grin.
Still in one piece then?
Why, more or less.
That's good, she says, turning her head away, trying to hide away how relieved she is.
Got some news as well.
Oh?
Amelia tosses down a small silver star under the bar top where a name has been scratched out, and then apparently carved in above it is the name Amelia. I've got a promotion.
Red picks up the star and inspects it. What? To what?
Prince made me sheriff.
I thought Jo was the sheriff.
No, she's just a hound.
Oh. Well, congratulations.
Aye, rank jumped a wee bit on that one.
She looks a little bit surprised, but then, well, this Camarilla hierarchy is a little bit unfamiliar to her. I guess I better watch what I'm up to now. You take me away. Lock me up.
Aye, I've just been down to the offices. I've got some nice sails and shackles down there.
I don't think I fancy that. Not on a first date, anyhow.
Well, maybe the third or fourth.
Maybe. So, it was pretty nice of you to pay off my room for me, even if you did very sneakily slip that card into my door.
Well, I didn't really have time to catch you in person.
Yeah, any excuse. You jocks are all the same.
You're saying that like you're not one of us.
Well, Americanized, I suppose.
Anyway, I just figured it might be something nice to do for you. What with me really knowing what I was stepping into.
So, she seems to think about. She's about to sort of call you out on what you did, but then she realises it's probably for the best. Doesn't matter anyway. You're here, I'm here. It's fine.
Aye, and I remember someone saying that she was going to take me for drinks.
How are you on motorcycles?
I've not ridden one in a while.
Well, I thought that we might get out of town out the way of prying eyes and whispering ears and go somewhere a little bit out of the way.
Alright then, just as long as I'm back before dawn. My sow's giving me a curfew.
Really?
Aye, back before dawn or they'll be held to pay.
Red looks up to the stairs where a river hasn't appeared, but he sort of imagines her looming there with her hands on her hips. Shakes her head. Glad I don't have one of those anymore.
Oh, she's nice to have around. Gets me loads of nice toys.
Red gets down from the stool that she was sat on. Starts heading towards the door.
Amelia collects her sheriff's star before pocketing it and beginning to move after Red.
There's a motorcycle parked outside. It looks fairly, it's not a great looking motorcycle right now. It looks like it's in the process of being cleaned up and repaired. More cosmetic repairs than actual physical repairs.
I'm thinking we need to get you and Imogen in the city together. He owns a motorcycle gang.
She rolls her eyes a little bit. Yes,
Oh, good, he's not that bad.
I suppose. I don't really play well with others.
Seems to be doing fine so far.
And she gets on the bike, holding back the comment she was about to make. And starts it up. Looks at you expectantly.
And Amelia slides on behind her, kind of sliding one arm around the Red's waist, and then pausing before she puts the other on there. Just only drive into any walls.
She grins at you mischievously over her shoulder before starting up the bike and driving off. The drive's about 20 miles, I'd say, to the nearest town for another bar.
But to start with, Amelia was rather hesitant, almost clinging tightly to the woman before they hit the open road, and she just kind of relaxes a bit.
Red seems to be a very confident and competent driver. She doesn't drive recklessly, but she doesn't drive slowly either.
Amelia's just way more used to having some metal walls between her and the road.
And after a little while, you pull into the next town over. Generic, small town kind of bar. Nothing exciting. 2-for-1 deals, happy hour, that sort of thing. But it's pretty, 2-star. When Red gets off the bike, stops the bike and gets off it.
Amelia glances around slowly before climbing off. She seems a bit wary to be in a new town, but
They look so worried. Locals aren't going to bite you.
maybe not, but it never appears to be aware.
Red rolls her eyes. Yes, yes, I forgot it was like to hang around with you lot.
Yeah, I was like this beforehand.
That's what I meant. Always looking around when we went out to a bar. It's just a bar in the town to get a drink.
Alright, fair, fair. I'm still going to watch the exits though.
She's trying to turn her own brain off to these sorts of things as she enters the bar.
With Amelia in tow.
To be fair, normally it was people watching her back, not her having to watch her own, as she repaired things, etc. So she never really developed that paranoia that other soldiers have.
Amelia, on the other hand, was in the front lines in both Iraq and Afghanistan and did have that sort of twitchy reflex, I need to know where everyone is reaction.
Red walks up to the bar and jukebox is playing something generically country as you walk in. There's a smell of cigarette smoke, even though people don't tend to smoke indoors anymore. Perhaps people do in here and nobody really cares.
Following Red over to the bar, Amelia would slide onto a bar stool, yet lean back against the bar so that she could see the room at large.
And Red calls over the barmaid and says, "So, what do you want to drink?"
Yeah, we'll start with some beer.
2 beers. And the barmaid produces the beer. And then Red turns around, faces the same way you do, handing you your beer. So,
She smiles, grabbing the offered beer. So,
she takes a sip from the beer, nodding along to the so, with the way that people do when they awkwardly don't know how to start a conversation.
there's a slight pause before Amelia just shakes her head and holds her bottle up. Here's to having other people to watch our backs, she said, looking rather pointedly at Red.
And here's to having people make our shit run on time, so don't get blown up in the middle. She clinks.
I get a laugh from Amelia before she takes a sip.
So you're going to fill me in on what happened at the Elysium last night? Apart from your promotion.
Well, apparently I've already got something to try and clean up.
Really?
I,
What's the
local
name?
businessman Mitch Maverick's causing trouble.
In what way?
FBI's after him, apparently. That was pretty much my reaction to.
So, what are you going to do about it?
I'm not sure at the moment. It's not something I normally have to clean up, to be honest.
Red scratches her head for a minute. Oh. Well, there's a couple of things you could do. You could get his crimes, whatever they were, stricken from the record so there's no evidence. You could change his face and his identity. That's not so easy to do with the camera, though. Or you could kill him.
Aye, second and third ones are what I was thinking of, but as you say, it's not that easy. The problem with the first is that, from what I can tell and what I've been told, at least by Shale and people like that, it was an altercation that I was present at the.
Whoa!
Everything okay?
I swear I didn't press anything. I literally just pressed enter and all of a sudden music started. I was like, Where did that come from? Okay.
As Amelia was saying.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that. I got blasted by music and deafened.
She starts. She takes another swig from a ball and starts talking. Yes, the first one's not that easy. I was present at an altercation where some guy was kicking off at the museum, and from what I can tell, there were some SWAT guys there that were influenced, let's say, by someone else, and they got some videos of some surprising stuff that night, and it's just gotten a wee bit out of hand.
Well, not knowing much about it myself, I mean, I'm sorry that I'm not really able to do that face changing stuff.
Well, I can change someone's face, it just might not be in the manner that they think.
Precisely. So, one of the three, either wipe the evidence or get rid of the guy.
I know some people that can work with the police a lot better than I can, so I'm going to leave it in their hands and see what they do with it, but if it goes on much too longer, I might have to step in.
I'm always up for a heist if you want me to break into the police station.
Apparently we've got a contact on the inside already.
That's not very exciting for me, is it? She swears.
Well, you know how we camis like to do things.
Well, someone's going to have to give me some orders sooner or later. I'm going to get complacent.
I'm going to take up a thing or two. She grins.
To enlighten me.
Well, my first order as sheriff was to find the guy that's been just moping around and tell him that every time I see him, I want him to shout at me that he's having a good time and his life's getting better.
Alright.
If he says it enough, he might believe it. Amelia explains, apparently having missed the innuendo, because she has very low empathy.
Red lets that slide because probably have to be a little bit more direct with her to get anywhere anyway. So, what else?
She taps a thumb gently against her chin. Just some socialising, really. Oh, there's an Archon in town.
What's that?
Big guy, out of the chain of command.
If I keep my nose clean and out of the way for a while, then
Aye, we're all having to do that.
I doubt he's going to want to meet any expat in his ranks or her ranks.
He seems canny enough, though.
only needs one person to spill the beans on my backstory, and I'll be hoovered up the next time someone brings them up around.
I don't know, he's actually come here to deal with the turncoat one way. I shouldn't be surprised if he'll just let the other way slide.
She shrugs. Makes sense.
Besides, you're one of the Brujah gals now.
I was always one of the Brujah girls, but...
Aye, but you see, in this town we've got me, Miss Jones, Shell now. Eddie's a bit of an outlier. And now we've got you, so we outnumber him pretty badly.
Yeah, Charlie. She's the unevasive one. But, Red looks wistful.
Got a thing for Chile.
I just like people that play hard to get. Sometimes. Nothing serious.
That draws a small laugh from Amelia. Well, I wouldn't say Chale's really hard to get. She's just obstinate.
Same thing, really. I just like to tease her. She seems a bit intimidated by the whole thing.
She seems intimidated by a fucking smartphone.
Red laughed for a little while about that.
Honestly, you should have seen her when she was learning to drive.
So, I don't do the getting into people thing anymore. It always ends up badly.
It's always nice to have friends, Red.
Yeah. But, anyway, enough about that. She looks too awkward to carry on the conversation. She looks around the bar. But it's pretty dead in here, there's not a lot to do. Not even a pool table at this bar.
I'm not playing you at pool again.
So what do you suggest we do?
Pub crawl.
I think there's one other bar. I don't think we're going to get that drunk.
I tell you, you can't get a good pub crawl in America.
No, all the pubs are... There's only ever 2 pubs in the town, they're all 20 miles apart. So, we could go drag racing, but I don't think you're too fond of being inside a box when you drive. Well, I don't know. What do you do for fun? Apart from drive around looking for people to shoot.
She gave a soft laugh. Motorcycle jousting.
Sounds good.
Been bandied around this place quite a bit.
I think I might have a bit of an advantage.
Aye, especially as I don't have a motorcycle.
Or just, well, I don't know. I don't think any of the games that I used to play would be recommended now.
Probably not. And I'm not exactly the social butterfly, so I didn't know what's going on in this town.
Well, you're gonna have to come up with some more interesting ideas if you're gonna start taking me out like this.
Hey, I'm important now. I can give you an order to figure something out.
Oh, really?
Oh, aye, I've got a shiny badge to prove it.
I spent my life defying orders. What makes you think I'm gonna start listening to you now? She says playfully.
Because I'm not the one that's taking you out. She pokes Red in the arm. You're the one that said you were taking me for drinks, and you drove us out here.
Aye, but you are the one that very really beat around the bush about asking in the first place, slipping a note under my door. I really like you, she teases.
That gets Amelia looking rather awkward, and she glances away.
Red elbows her. Come on. I know you're not as tough as you pretend to be.
I'm still not showing you my plushie collection.
So did you really think that you were gonna not come back? Enough to warrant that confession?
The thought had crossed my mind, to be honest. I didn't know what we were walking into.
So what's changed? My motto is that you should always do what you're gonna do anyway, as if today was your last. Does it change your motive now that you know you're not gonna perish tonight before the dawn comes and your mummy calls you home?
She pauses slightly, glancing down at the floor. I'm not really sure what it's done.
Yeah, you seem so sure of everything else.
Aye, it's just getting back into old feelings back when I was in the forces.
Red reaches out and lightly touches her forearm. A lot more gently than she has made contact with her before.
Amelia's eyes come back to that hand from where they glanced away, and then slowly trail up to Red.
She smiles. Maybe I chose the wrong spot. Could do with something a little bit more lively. How are you at dancing? Red already knew the answer to this, but decided to ask anyway. She swears.
Miss Jones has tried to teach me. If you have not noticed, I'm not exactly dainty.
Alright. Tell you what, next time we'll go to a firing range. That's something you'll be better than me at.
That gets a genuine laugh from Amelia. Oh, you certainly know how to show a girl a good time.
I passed during basic training, but only barely. I've never been much of a shot. Prefer to use my fists.
I was battalion marksman.
Woo!
Not that we really needed it anyway.
I don't think put in the same situation back home we would have been friends.
We might have been. It depends. I mean, I was in the Royal Scots Dragoons, so I might have wanted to know what you were doing to my tank.
I probably would have thought you had a stick up your ass.
That seems to be the attitude I got from most of you grease monkeys.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is, the hierarchy. Might still try it on though. See if I can break that IC video.
I just like seeing your guys' faces when we come back all scratched to shite.
I've put some booby traps down in my time, don't get too complacent.
I'll try not to drive my car back to your place then and just have it all fucked.
I don't think I can stay in the rose too much longer. I'll stay out the month, but I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to live after that.
I just let us know where you've gone.
I like to keep moving. My own kind of paranoia, I suppose.
Aye, that's where we're two different people. I like to have a base camp.
Not too sure if she's not going to come back for me. Red looks. She has that end of the bottle face. Whenever she puts the empty bottle onto the bar and indicates for a whiskey.
Was this the person you saying dropped you off?
Yeah. She
Well,
might be
she'll have the rest of us to deal with.
I don't know. Part of me sometimes wishes that she finished the job.
Now that's no way for someone that rides shotgun with a sheriff to say.
We'll see how things pan out. But I need some of my own space for a while. Somewhere I can bring unsuspecting victims back to without being caught. She brightens again, trying to change her mind for the subject.
Aye, I figured you might. I was going to say it was a temporary thing anyway. You seemed like you just wanted somewhere to hole up with friendly faces.
And maybe you could come around once in a while for dinner and not have the whole town talking about it.
If there's one thing I'll say about our side, it's that we're a massive bunch of gossip monkeys.
Red smiles. Should probably take you home. Don't want to get you in trouble.
I'm fairly sure we're both going to get each other in trouble at some point in the future.
Red grins. Puts her empty glass down on the bar.
Go on then. And Amelia puts her bottle down and stands heading outside.
Both get back on the motorcycle, and Red will drop Amelia off as close as she knows where her haven is.
Which appears to be next to the Rose.
She stops the motorcycle, but keeps the engine running to let Amelia get off.
She slides off, straightening out her top as she stands next to the bike.
Red gives her a fairly obvious cursory glance from the waist upward as she gets off the bike.
Don't be a stranger now.
You said it. There's a pause as Red looks Amelia in the eye. Almost as if waiting for a moment.
Now, you know how it is. If you're looking death in the face, you tend to see what you actually mean.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to more of that. She smiles, trying not to let herself pause again before she carries on down the road.
And Amelia stands there watching Red drive off down the road. Just until
It's literally next door.
Yeah.
So she parks the bike and gets off, and she's still within eyesight.
That's pretty awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then there's a pause before Amelia laughs and shakes her head.
Red walks into the Rose, laughing.
And Amelia walks into the apartment building where her haven is.
And I think there we can call the scene to a close.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And good night from this episode of Independence.